right, can you say hi, Lil?
Huh?
Welcome to class, everyone. A video was requested. Oh, no.
Hey, Kai.
We're just trying to make it entertaining. No, that's fine. We're going to go upstairs now. All right, that's it. We wanted to be a part of the video, and now we're crying. All right, here is the requested information that you need. You are going to work through this project for the next couple of days, and everything is on the screen right here, and Lily is coming with us.
Not without assistance.
Oh, sorry. We're making a video for our students. After coming up with your ideas, you're going to come up with your final product. Everything on this document should look sort of familiar because you have done it before. I'm sorry for that distraction. They really wanted to be in it and then cried because they couldn't be in it more. A lot of this should feel familiar. You've already kind of done this. You came up with your 3 ideas already. And so on this document, basically what you're going to do is just go a little bit more in depth. Some of it's going to be repetitive. Some of it you've thought through already. So I'm going to say that I'm going to sell a bouncy house. I have a specific one in mind. It's like the Airstream something nonsense. It's really cool. I'll tell you more about it later. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to come up with 5 to 7 just like really basic reasons why people need my product. So I could say something like really, really basic. Like it is fun. It's not that expensive. It's exercise. It's friends. It's whatever. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. You can list 5 to 7. Then, and you already maybe should have thought about this, what are 3 to 5 needs? Again, they're linked right there. That's embarrassing. That you plan to get at when you sell your product. So I'm going to say need for basic physical needs. I did almost just spell physical with an F. I miss school so much. My brain is turned off. So I would think like exercise is a basic physical need. I would say need for escape because, yikes. When I'm on my trampoline, I can pretend like I'm a dunk master supreme. And then I'm going to say need for, I don't know, let's say friendship, because I could invite friends over and they could jump on my trampoline with me. Except for that one time when I was in 8th grade and I was jumping on my trampoline alone, and it was January, and then I fell, and then I broke my 4 front teeth out, and then my mom made me go to 8th grade for a week and a half because my dentist was out of town and I had no friends and everyone laughed at me for not having teeth. Anyway, that wouldn't happen on a bouncy house, but it's a similar sort of thing. So then, again, you've already thought about this. How are you going to engage? How are you going to earn trust? How are you going to engage the heart? How are you going to engage the head? So this is where I would say, like, okay, I'm going to cite all my sources. That's one way to make myself credible. I am going to come up with a celebrity endorsement. I had that picture on that last Google Doc that I showed you of Beyonce on a bouncy house, so I would say Beyonce is my celebrity. If you don't know who Beyonce is, James, you still need to Google her and do that before you finish this. And then my last one, I would have a doctor tell me that I need exercise and a bouncy house will do that for me. And then same thing, go through the heart and say, all right, how am I going to prove, say, like my need for friendship? I'm going to tell a story, and that's going to make people like feel something. I am going to show some pictures of people having a lot of fun. So I'll say like story, I'm going to say pics, etc. You're going to go from there. For the sake of time, I'm going to keep moving on. And then same thing with information. So I'm going to go to like exercise.org and I'm going to find information about like how many calories jumping burns. So etc. etc. You might actually have to do some research for that one. So you might actually have to start looking things up right now. This is the part where you start actually doing that. So like I didn't, because this is a bad example, but I want you to go say, this is how many calories you burn when you jump, etc., etc., etc. This is where you should start doing the actual research for your project. So there's that first chunk. I'll keep moving. If you have more questions, obviously email me. So this you are also going to do by, what did I say the due date for this is? Tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. So this is switching gears a little bit, and this is new. To be honest with you, this is always so fun for me to do in class, so I'm very sad we're not together. But first, you're just going to start brainstorming. What are some things that you know to be true about your peers at Holland Christian High School? You're going to come up with at least 15. If we were doing this in class, we would try to fill the entire board. So, like, I believe in you. You can try to be funny because you guys are funny, but also, like, take the time to be a little bit serious, right? Who are the people that you interact with every day on a deeper level? So here are some. You guys are hilarious. I know this is true because I spend every day with you and I'm always laughing. I know that you love your friends, partially because you can't stop talking to one another while I'm talking, which is beautifully annoying. But I also know from like your social media posts or the way you talk about one another or the way you stick up for one another, you love your friends. I know that you love TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, shameless plug. I don't know how to do it yet, so if you're bored and if you want to teach me how to TikTok, extra credit. And I also know that your favorite teacher is Mr. Sportel because you tell me that he's your favorite all the time, which I appreciate so deeply and doesn't ever make me cry. So, again, some of these are goofy, some of them are serious. So be a little bit serious, be a little bit thoughtful, but also be a little bit like surface level-y, right? It's okay to say things like we like sports or whatever, but also like who are you? Think about the people you interact with every day. And then from there, on that, using that like half serious and half goofy list, you're going to tell me how you think your product will be marketable specifically to ninth graders at Holland Christian High School. So I would say things like, I think that you guys are love to be with your friends, right? And that fits in with one of my needs up here, need for friendship. So I would say something along the lines of, because I know that Holland Christian High Schoolers love their friends, this product will appeal to them. I also know that sometimes you get stressed out, right? So maybe I would say up here, like I would add something about like stress. And so I would say down here, I'm going to appeal to them by saying like, bouncy houses relieve stress, right? It takes you back to when you were a kid. It relieves you from responsibilities. It helps you forget about things like being alone in your house for a whole month, right? So, I'm sorry, it's just a cough. It's just a cough. You're just going to basically look at that list and say, here's how I'm going to apply that to my audience. And then you're going to narrow it down farther and you're going to come up with what you think are your best 5 reasons. So like brainstorm as many as you can up here and you will get points for actually doing that. So don't skip this step. Come up with a bunch and then narrow it to 5, right? What are the 5 best ways that people, specifically 9th graders at Holland Christian High School, and also Miss Wimmer, so you can add me to that list. Here's how I'm going to appeal to them. You know that I'm grading you, so you might want to plan in a joke or two, or like a compliment or two, you know? Anyway, so that's all part 1. I realize that's a lot. This top stuff you've already thought about. This bottom stuff will be new, but feel free to call a friend. You can absolutely like FaceTime a friend and work on that with them, etc., etc., etc. So let me know if you have questions, if you need to talk anything out. I know that I'm throwing a lot at you. I think that next week will get easier, or at least you'll just be working on your speech and you'll have a lot of this pre-work done. So let me know how I can help you. I'm sorry for those screaming children at the beginning of the video. But if you watch this whole video, then your prize is... It's a mystery box. It might be something, it's going to be something awesome, but email me for your special prize. I don't know what it is yet, but if you watch this whole video, there's definitely a prize and it's definitely worth it. So, love you, miss you, hope things are going well. That's the end. And done.